Hi everyone, and welcome to another reaction to the Schmoedown here on Dedicated to Art. Maintain professionalism is key here, because for some reason Chris did something just before we went live and it made us laugh. Okay, cool. Anyway, guys, this is a huge match. It's the title match for the singles division between the current champ Dan Murrell and the Beast William Bibbiani, who won a #1 contender match in the most dominant way. I don't think he missed a question in that match. It was insane against goddamn Ethan Irwin and John Roca. Just shows the Beast is on fire. He also was the MVP of the free-for-all, where he barely lost to Dan Murrell. So there's something going. I think he's out for revenge today, and the way that Bibbiani's been playing recently, we've seen him compete in a team title match. Yeah, he's been on fire. So I don't want to call this one. Anyway, guys, I'm Case Cornelius, your host, joined by Chris and Nico, as usual. And Chris, I know you're excited for this match, aren't you?
Oh, good Lord, yes. Although, I'm not sure how this match is going to quite go, because now one could assume that if Bibbiani would win, we would assume that Murrell would just throw in his MVP or his free-for-all win right then and there. Would that be fair?
Could, but considering the length of the video, it's not going to happen.
No. So, I don't know where this is going to go. If I wanted to make a very odd speculation choice for a hot second, let's say Bibbs wins, and Murrell decides he wants to cash it in at Collision. Iron Man match, possibly?
Ooh, that will be very interesting, especially considering Bibbiani's ability to score singular points because he knows a lot of questions. And I think that's where Bibbiani will probably be strong in an Iron Man match, but we'll see about that. Nico, do you have any predictions for today?
Does anyone have a quarter? Because I feel like that's the only way I'm gonna figure out who I think is gonna win is with a coin flip. I
had one,
like,
but no.
Luna, shut up. These are two guys who are on These are two competitors who are on the hottest of hot streaks right now. Like, so hot that their shoes are melting into the asphalt. I don't know. I don't know. I legit don't know.
Well, anyway, guys, I just want to see this match. I think we don't really have predictions. Either one of these is a worthy champion. They've actually been champions in the past, won the belt and lost the belt.
One of them still is champion.
But Murrell is the only one to actually maintain the belt and win it several times. Bibbiani is yet to prove himself in that regard. So we'll just see how it goes. Gonna press play on this video in 3, 2, 1, play.
All I'm saying is, if you were going to do Central Intelligence,
what the
I'm
hell?
available too if you'd like to shortcut stuff.
Mish.
Hey!
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, buddy?
Oh.
I was getting ready for a match.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard you want to see me.
Yeah, sorry, I was just finishing up a conversation with my buddy DJ over here.
This is where they're going to introduce the new belt.
Man, I'm thinking that you got this old, rusty old thing on your shoulder. I like it too, but, I got to tell you, I think we're done with the old.
Okay.
And we're in.
Out with the old and in with the new.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Oh,
is that mine?
That is all yours for the moment, my friend.
Okay.
So, can I help you out here?
I mean, this is the only time I'll give you this belt.
Believe me, I'm just holding it till it gets to the dumpster.
All right.
But I want
He's gonna
this
take
to be all yours.
Hang on, let's try that. Let's see.
Yeah, what do you think?
Let's see. It sits good.
Yeah?
It sits well on
Feels
the shoulder.
right?
It feels right. It feels right. Sharp edge here.
How heavy is
I
it?
might need a Band-Aid, but other than that, I think we're good.
Not bad.
I like this belt.
I like it too.
Yeah.
I got to tell you. Now, and I know you got your championship match ahead of you.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking a lot about this man. If you defend that belt again,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to do something.
Okay.
Oh.
Some more belt polish. You know what we call that? Commissioning. Have a good match, friend.
All right.
God damn you,
They
Levine.
wanted to play me.
watching you, Levine. I don't know what's the bigger tease right now. Levine possibly coming back or Stacy's partner.
What if Stacy's partner is Sam Levine?
Oh, that's dangerous.
No, Dan Murrell is dangerous.
Yeah,
Sam
we know
Levine is
that.
the inglorious one.
That would be a dangerous team.
I've broken Chris.
Chris is lost.
If that's what actually happens,
Oh shit.
we'll shit a gold brick.
Championship belts, and then there's fancy belts. I can't wait to see the belt itself, much less who's going to come out of this on top. William Bibbiani, the number
So,
one contender versus
Christian,
the current belt holder.
Can you stop being mad at me and
Murrell.
please
Now,
do that?
The thing is, it's funny you say that with the brand new belt. We saw Sam Levine presented the
Here,
champion.
Christian,
Dan
you're
Murrell
not
with
mad
that
at
belt,
me,
and
so
he
go ahead and
Dan even
do
said
that
it,
if you
and
want
I heard
to.
him say it a couple times. That it's funny. We've had 3 versions of the single belt. Dan Murrell has held all 3 of those versions of that belt.
Yeah, we had a little tiny one, then we had a nicer
Well,
one, and now we have
the big singles championship, that big one. You're thinking
Yeah.
about the little dinky crap one we have for teams, but yes, that's
It's the version of the one you should be proud of.
I am very proud of it, but I don't know if I can be more proud than Dan Murrell. The he's an absolute legend in the game. He made a big comeback last year. He didn't win the tournament, but he came back. He got a number 1 contender shot, and he got it, and he took the title from Ethan Irwin in New York. And you figure that's good enough, right? Wait to defend it again. But what does he do? He gets himself into the free-for-all, and he wins the free-for-all. However, that wasn't the biggest story of the day, even though he won it. The big story was the man that he's playing today, and that's William the Beast Bibbiani. He started out as number 1 on the table, went all the way to the end, the final death between him,
Entrance
Dan Murrell,
predictions?
and JTE. Didn't pull it off, but came close and won the hearts of many by doing so.
I mean,
I was
he
gonna say,
started
what
getting a chance of
hasn't he
MVP
done yet?
halfway through the free-for-all. And
Mary
he started
Poppins?
So one of the finest performances I have ever witnessed in any
Just
movie.
so he can
tribute
go into it
event.
and say.
And when you
I don't
talk
think he's
about
gonna do that
guys
yet.
who are studied not only in a variety of movie trivia categories, they can do it at bars, they can do it up here at the desk, they can do it in front of thousands of fans, and they're prepared to do it one more time here with it all on the line.
You said that before as far as the MVP goes. Yeah, he was the MVP, and because
You
of
might
that,
be onto something
he got a
there,
number
Nico.
1 contender shot. That's not how he got here today. He got the number 1 contender shot because he beat.
Probably
he
'cause of
won a
Endgame,
match
there might be
earlier against
something
Lon Harris this season. Then he won a
Marvel
triple
related, though.
threat match against Ethan Irwin and John. Walker to
I'm pretty
earn
sure
his
this was
on
shot
fire,
before
right?
that
And he still
movie
has
came
that number 1
out.
contender match
That's
in his
true.
back pocket.
Oh, sure.
And the flip side of that is Dan Murrell won the whole free-for-all. He has a title shot in his back pocket. He can use that whenever he wants. Whenever. So that's also, it's up in the air as far as what's going to happen inside of this match in the future. So much happening. Of course, we got Houston coming up. But let's just hear from our competitors, the challenger and the contender. Here we go. Now you got the Beast, Bibbiani, who since this thing started, flooding my email about
Throwback.
I should be the guy. I'm the
Oh, yeah.
champion.
Cannon
I can
Roca.
be able to do this. Get me in there, coach. I want to play. And now he gets his chance.
Growl, growl, beasterinos. Bibbs is back, and I am still standing.
2 years in a row, the MVP, William the Beast Bibbiani.
That's right.
Wait, what if it's
I
the
haven't
song
sat
I'm
down
still
since
standing?
Free for all. I
Touche.
am pumped, and I am on
For his
a
entrance?
collision course, and I am here to play the dangerous one, Dan the Earl Murrell. That doesn't make any sense.
The Earl. What? No, it doesn't.
Three-time champion of the
Oh, what the hell?
Just like the shark, that name
It's
will
great
not
to be
stick.
anywhere with the Schmoedown title belt on my shoulder.
I don't know about you, Dan, but I've had one hell of a season so far, all right? I knocked out contenders, taken on the title champions in the highest scoring team match in history, made history at free-for-all. Jeremy Irons and Gerard Depardieu.
And your winner,
William Bibbiani on a all-time legendary roll.
I am the hardest working man in the Schmoedown. Hell, I run the Schmoedown site. Where have you been?
At Screen Junkies.
dangerous
That's exactly where he's been.
Murrell.
I've been hearing about Bibbiani since before I retired. Everyone was talking about Bibbiani is the heir apparent. Bibbiani's the greatest to ever play this game. I stood up there next to him at the free-for-all. That was his turf. That was his game. And I outlasted him. I went into Bibbiani's event and beat him. Can he come into my event and beat me?
Just kind of saunters in like the back third of the free-for-all. Just like, do-do-do-do-do, I'm Dan Murrell. And then he just comes in and he wins because he's all good and stuff.
The only person that can beat you, apparently, is Dan Murrell.
I need a soundbite of that.
Somewhere down the road, I really want to challenge Dan for realsies.
This is the first time
Yeah,
these
that's
two
how
have
Dan
ever faced
got
each
in
other,
there, yeah.
and what a championship match it will be. We're going to see Bibbiani and Murrell. They're going to clash, and they've been talking about this match for a long time, and we finally get it.
I still got that title shot. I got it in my back pocket, and I can use it anytime I want.
I'm cool. I got a free contenders match. I can come back like next week.
Beast,
Yeah,
the
that's
Clash
true.
of the Titans. We went head to head, and I eked it out. But I can do it again. This isn't a free-for-all. This isn't a best-of-5 questions. This is a best-of-5 rounds. And at the end of the day, I am going to come out on top. And if for some reason you take this belt from me, the game might not be over.
I have one last thing to say at the end of this promo to give the editors something to work with. Dan? I'm so looking forward to playing you. You are so talented. This is the best. I've been wanting to play you for forever. So let's go, buddy. Let's go.
Of course.
He has to.
You are just the best.
He just has to Deadpool Juggernaut it every time.
Of course.
Fantastic.
I mean, you look at that. What I'm most excited about, I got to be honest
Well,
with you, is just watching the entrances.
I
Because
think
Dan Murrell always
this
comes in,
will
he's cool,
quite
he's
literally
always
be
close,
him
Bibbiani.
indeed.
He always does
Like,
something
oh my God, I'm
spectacular
such a fan.
when he
Just
comes
don't rip
through
me
the
in
crowd,
half,
something
and then he
unexpected.
rips
I
him in
think he
half.
saved his best for here today. We're about to find that
Well,
out.
you usually do. I mean, he is a showman.
Might
but he's
actually
also, like I
happen.
said, this is when
It's
William
possible.
Bibbiani joined the league in 2016. They were saying he is the next Dan Murrell. He is going to be the heir apparent, and he had a bumpy road. I believe, and I think a lot of other people believe, he is playing at the potential that we thought he
And it's funny
would
that Christian's
now.
saying this,
He
considering
is-
he's
he
beaten
is-
both
his
of his
stats are
competitors.
incredible. This is the match you wanted to see. If you ever wanted to see Dan
This
Murrell
is true.
against William Bibbiani at their best, it's today.
It's right now. I mean, these are two guys who are competing to be on the Mount Rushmore of the movie Trivia Schmoedown. Christian is like watching. It's like Washington and Jefferson going at each other presidenting.
Well, here are some notable accomplishments for
Um,
our contenders. We start with number one contender,
Let-
the Beast,
let's
Bibbiani.
move on from
he
that.
has been the MVP for the free-for-all 2 years in a row. He is a former singles movie trivia
Best
showdown champion
entrances.
and the best entrances in town. And then you have dangerous Dan Murrell, the free-for-all winner. 3-time champion and has defended the title a record 3 times in the course of his 3 runs.
That is correct. And if you didn't hear it, Christian, over the
No,
volume
this,
jacket,
Chris.
he did
3.
say we're going to be in
I
Houston.
kid.
May 18th is when the movie Trivia Schmoedown
They'll
goes
be back.
to Texas. They do things big
Someone
in
will.
Texas. Everything's bigger there. They love their state, and we are
Yeah,
gonna
who
be
are the
happy
5
visitors.
at this
I'm also doing
point?
stand-up May 17th at the Joke Joint right down the street.
Buy the tickets to Texas. I can't go, so all you other guys have to make up for it.
Or the SchmoedownLive.com.
Sell that arena out.
May
Hey,
18th,
he's
now,
going.
Dan Murrell will be walking into that match. The
I'm
Founding
actually not.
Fathers versus
anymore.
Oh, I thought-
Double Toasted with that title
suck.
around his waist. We'll find
Yeah,
out.
that's
We're
what
about to
happens
find out
when you
right
have
now.
to be
Mark,
an
you ready?
adult
Oh,
and pay
dude,
for
I've
your
been ready
bills
for this
and
since
whatnot.
I was born.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the
For
movie
the
trivia Schmoedown.
Yes!
For the movie trivia Schmoedown Championship of the world. Introducing first, the challenger
A little bit of classic.
with a record of 7 wins, 5 defeats,
All right,
and
come
4
on, Bears, what you got?
knockouts. He is the 2018 and 2019 free-for-all MVP and the former movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, the #1 contender, William the Beast Bibbiani.
Oh boy.
Hey, I kind of called it.
So, you thought it was going to be something cool. You thought it was going to be another big entrance. You thought this. He's the guy with the big
Spider-Man
entrance.
Homecoming.
It's a championship match. It's going to do something huge. Well, I'm out of ideas. Didn't have anything clever. Didn't have anything funny. I don't even have a cool movie reference, something everyone likes. So I'm just going to walk out of that curtain, and I'm going to give you a match to remember.
There is the Beast. Wow, look at that. Still standing.
He is still standing.
Just like Elton John.
Available on Team Public right there. Look at that.
I feel somewhat disappointed,
Are
but
there gremlins coming out? Is there?
We're doing it in post.
Oh, okay. And his opponent, representing the Five Horsemen, with a record of 11 wins, 4 defeats with 7 knockouts. He is the 2019 free-for-all winner and the reigning, defending, undisputed movie trivia Schmoedown.
Where's your guitar, Chris? Oh,
hey!
Wait, where's Roca?
Great question.
With his new championship belt. That's right. Look at the embrace. 2 of the 5 horsemen.
There's some respect there, O'Reilly to Bibbiani, and the champ comes in.
Guess
Champ
this was
decides
like
to
his
come
one
down,
day
shaking
off of the
hands,
year.
getting ready to play in the
Yeah.
belt. Look at that belt. Look at that.
Yeah, way to take a day off on the day of the championship match.
Well, didn't the Top 10 podcast, what if it went on the road during this taping?
To sit down while Bibbs is standing. Can I stand
Possible.
up too?
If you want to, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he's gonna stand.
Ooh.
I don't want to be impolite.
We have a standoff, a literal standoff.
So with that, the champion, the challenger,
Is it a
stepped out with
Mexican
his
standoff?
5-round
Ah.
No, it's a Caucasian standoff.
How does it work?
In round number 1 of this 5-round
I don't know if that's
slate, you're
racist
gonna
or
hear
not.
8 questions from 8 different corners of the movie trivia
Well done,
Schmoedown
Nico.
Galaxy. Each
Well
question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing.
It's a movie
in
trivia
round
stand-up.
number
There we
1.
go.
As soon as we ask a question, please write down your best attempt at an answer on the whiteboard in
The
front
white
of you.
male standoff.
After that 15 seconds is up and we address you by your name,
You know, to be
please
fair,
show
if
what
I could
you
get away
wrote
with it in
to
the
your
fan
camera
leagues,
at
I
the
would
same time you
totally do
verbalize
it
your answer
each time.
into the microphone. I will remind each competitor you have
I
3
tried it for
usages
the
of
longest time.
JTE rule.
It actually backfired on me. I got too amped up and couldn't relax.
Or you just want to buy yourself some time, use the JTE rule. You also each have 1
Hell, I
challenge
did it
to use
before
at any
Bibbs
time
did
of
it.
the
That's why we're working
5-round
on that, Nico. That's why
match.
we're working on
All
that.
right. So we ask the champion, are you ready?
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Challenger, are you ready?
Growl, growl.
Then let's get ready to
Ready to
Schmoedown!
Schmoedown.
There we go. 5 rounds, gentlemen. 5 rounds. Question number 1. In the realm of action-adventure, which film in the Die Hard franchise is known for the line, Simon Says?
Need the
Title.
Oh,
Title, not the
shoot.
the number. I was getting there. You can't just be like, oh, it's Die Hard 8. I bet we're getting that.
number. I bet you so, too. 5,
It's the one with Oyama in it, right?
3, 2, 1. Dan?
Die Hard with a
Die Hard with a
Vengeance.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Is that number 4?
William?
Nope.
No,
Die Hard with
Damn
a
it.
three.
Tie game. One of the best alternate endings in
4 is
movie
Live
history.
Free or
Shout out
Die
to
Hard.
Chris Stuckman for introducing me to it. All right, your next question comes from the world of classics. Classics. Your question is simple. Who directed Lawrence of Arabia? And a hush falls over our studio.
Shoot, was this on the list we just made, Chris?
Yes, this was.
5,
Damn it, I didn't see that one.
4,
I
Well,
didn't see it on the
well, To be
list.
fair, we didn't fill it out yet.
1. William?
We didn't fill
That
this
would be
guy
the
out. David Lean.
incomparable David Lean.
Yes, Dan.
David
did
Lean.
not have that.
They know their stuff.
All right. Famous actors and actresses. Chris Cooper plays horse trainer Tom Howard in which 2003 sports film?
You ever ridden one?
I really hope I'm not getting these backwards.
A horse.
Oh, yes. 5,
Have you?
I don't do
4,
sports
yeah.
films.
3. Goes to New York. 2, 1.
What, around town?
Pens down.
Seabiscuit?
Dan.
Seabiscuit?
Yes, William.
Sea
Yes.
biscuit.
Tie game. Tie game. Okay. Next question.
All right, your next question comes from the world
Biscuit
of
of the
animated
sea.
movies. These are animated films drawn by hand or on a computer. Your question, who voices the character of the Underminer in The Incredibles and The Incredibles 2? All right, so back to
Oh,
this
shit.
Yeah.
So, what do you just around
It was at a
Queens?
ranch.
Oh,
Shoot.
New York.
Just think of
In New
Major
York,
Brander
that
Lynn
ranch,
in The
you're
Empire
right.
Strikes
It was
Back.
in New York. It wasn't Manhattan, you dope.
Hey, look
Or
at
just the
five.
guy
Let's
who's
go
in
to the
every
slide
single
four.
Pixar movie.
3,
Ham.
2, One pens down, please.
John Ratzenberger.
Damn it.
John Lasseter?
No.
Yes.
And
Ooh.
I mean, Dan?
John Ratzenberger?
That's correct.
Oh.
Cheers
The first lead of the match.
That's correct. Okay, next question. Next question. Fantasy sci-fi. Fantasy sci-fi. Which actor plays Data in the Star Trek franchise?
What? What?
That's easy.
Last question.
Oh, here we go.
What's the name of the horse?
Larry.
Fuck.
That's so. Nobody's ever named a horse Larry.
They should. 5.
Looking for a Snickers.
4. 3. Larry
Also an
Snickers.
Independence
2,
Day.
1. Pens down.
I am the
please,
master of
and-
disguise.
Brent Spiner.
Brent Spiner.
The great Brent Spiner.
Yes, William.
The great Brent Spiner.
5-4. 5-4.
All right, Brent
point.
Spiner.
Yep.
Great Independence Day. Your next question is in the world of comedies. And your question: Justin Long, Anna Faris, Ryan Reynolds, and Christian Harloff. I read that wrong. Dane Cook star in what 2005 film?
Oh, crap. I've seen this one. Oh, shit.
5.
I think I have the wrong answer, but I'm gonna take a swing at it anyway. Is it Kevin Smith's
Down.
Tusk?
Start with William.
Just flat out didn't have it.
Dan.
Is it Just Friends?
It is not.
Looking for Waiting.
Wow. Yeah.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
I know.
I was thinking of Just Friends.
Well.
But
I can't believe I missed
it's
that.
also Anna
Did you
Faris
see
and
his Dennis
Ryan
Rodman film?
Yes.
But no
I
Dane
remember.
Cook.
Double take.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah,
fair.
it's terrible.
Or Just
No,
Friends.
Double
I don't know.
Team was the-
Waiting.
Double team.
Yeah, Double Team was the Van Damme. Anyway,
It doesn't matter. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Now, here we go. Question 7.
It's actually Simon Says with
Let's
the
just
SEZ.
ask the question. Number 7 is from horror/thriller. Horror thriller. Karen Kusama directed this 2009 horror film that was written by Diablo Cody and stars Amanda Seyfried.
Well, of course, you got to think of the other extremely hot actress in
On a
this
horse.
movie.
They have a deep eating right horse in
5,
Houston.
4, 3, 2, 1.
That's what our
Pens
entrance
down.
should be.
Dan.
Jennifer's Body.
Jennifer's Body?
It is. William.
Jennifer's Body.
Correct. 6-5. 6-5. All right.
Excellent film,
All
too.
right, your last question comes from Patreon. That's right, this is a
Chris
Patreon
on
question.
Corey
courtesy of
Perfect Brown.
Andy Schick.
As always.
Andy Schick, thank
Hey,
you,
thank you,
for
Andy.
being such a great
Thank you,
supporter.
Andy.
If you want to have your name
I
on
don't
the
use your
or even
razors.
championship match, make sure you check out the movie Trivia Schmoedown
I
Patreon
don't
today.
either.
More details at triviasd.com. Now, Andy
Plus,
Schick, a
wrong
longtime
spelling.
supporter of us, he wanted a question.
I can still make the
in world
joke.
of
Ellis has
drama.
made it so many times
And
before.
Andy's question is, in 2018's A Star is Born, Jackson Maine's limo driver and rehab therapist are played by 2 of Bradley Cooper's co-stars from the TV show Alias. Name one of those actors.
What?
Well, the only answer I'm getting right in this round is Seabiscuit.
Murrell knee bend and kind of got an
I don't
eye
know.
roll
That-
from
5.
these.
I believe I saw it. Yeah, no, this
3,
should be right. This should be right.
2, 1. Pens down.
Greg
William.
Grunberg?
Victor Garber?
Incorrect. Dan.
I wrote John Favreau, but I don't know.
Looking for either Greg Grunberg or Ron Ritter.
Wow.
6-5 though, so it is exactly what we thought it would
I don't
be.
remember this, but then
6-5.
again,
Bibbiani only missing 3, Dan only
the
missing
movie was
2,
not that
and
great.
we have a 6-5
It was
lead
good.
It wasn't.
going
Like, it was
into
good,
round
but it
number
wasn't
2,
great.
The wheel round. Mark, how does that go?
The wheel round, the wheel of fate, doom, and justice. On that
I am
wheel,
not
it
giving
is
myself
important to
ink
note
face
this is a
again, I
championship
swear to
match.
God.
Champion Dan Murrell elected to not have spinner's choice.
One of the
and
greatest
opponent's
things
choice
that
on
has
the wheel. So
happened
we
in
have
our
12
reactions.
different corners of movie trivia know-how represented by a wheel slice. If you spin
God.
that slice, you're going to get 4 questions.
Or should I just do it for the
inside
fuck
that
of
world.
it?
Each question's worth 2
No.
points. There's no penalty for missing a question. However,
We have another show to do later.
in round
Yeah.
number 2,
Unless you
if a
wanna
competitor
be
misses
called
a
a
question, your
racist and
opponent does
whatnot.
have the ability to answer it themselves for points. If you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We'll give
Or if you
the
just want to look like a
correct
complete
answer. At
dumbass.
that point, the value of the question goes
Well,
down
he already
to
looks like that,
1.
so that's
And
okay.
this wheel today here, Christian, is a
This is true. I am still
wheel.
single.
Mr. Justin Roby sponsoring the wheel.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin, for sponsoring the entire championship wheel. His sponsored slices for today's match are 2010s and mixed bags. So thank you once again, Justin, for all of your support and patronage.
All right. So
How funny would it be if Kevin Smith finally played and he spun his own wheel slice?
And because Dan has a 1-point lead. Would you like to go first?
I don't know if
second?
they'd allow
I'll go
that.
second.
You're gonna go second. All right, then the challenger will spin the wheel.
Kind of like how
Bibbiani.
Ethan's no longer allowed to answer Matrix questions.
Good form.
Etiquette on that wheel spin.
Good etiquette. He grabbed it from the wheel, not the pegs. And did he see the follow through at the bottom?
I did.
It was very Fred McGriff baseball DVD.
So he's gonna go with dramas.
Drama.
Dramas.
Okay.
To keep
He's gonna spin away.
spinning away. There's that follow through again.
With authority.
His hands right now.
That's right. It doesn't matter what he spins because there's no opponents or spinners. It's just that's what
He
the
wants to
category
get
is.
one of his strengths, obviously.
You'd have to look
Kevin
at
Smith.
Kevin
Ooh.
There we go.
Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith.
Interesting.
And we start. All right.
I don't know anything
We're
in
gonna
this
get 4
category.
questions in Kevin
This is
Smith.
Nico's category, essentially.
In Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, there was a sequel mentioned to Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting 2.
Oh,
blank.
crap.
What was the subtitle?
Hunting season.
That's correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Damn.
One is reminded of another Van
Well
Damme.
done, Bibbs.
Top hunting season.
Who plays retired seaman Howard Howe in Tusk?
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Michael Parks.
That's correct. 2 points.
Wow. He knows
Well
his
done.
Kevin Smith,
Yep.
Christian.
Next question. In Dogma, what is the name of the new religious icon Cardinal Glick is trying to make famous through his Catholicism
Buddy Jesus.
campaign?
No, it's Buddy Christ.
Buddy Christ.
Oh, right.
Points.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Good pull. I would have gotten tripped up by Buddy Jesus.
Yeah. Last question. What is the name of the first porn film that Zack and Miri
Oh,
set
I know.
out to make
Star
when Zack
Wars.
and Miri make a porno?
Yep.
Star Horse. Star Horse.
5.
Nothing but Star Wars.
Is it A, Lord of
Star
the Dings,
Horse.
Harry Popper, C, Indiana Bones, or D,
This is amazing.
Come up with a bunch of movies. That was delightful. Star Wars.
That's correct.
Whoever wrote this question, that's amazing.
Riling off porn movie names.
All right,
Oh,
so
God.
now Bibbiani finds himself with a 6-point
That
lead
was
over the
great.
champion with a very strong Kevin Smith round. So now the champ takes
Fuck's
the
sake,
wheel.
interesting.
and
Whoever
will
wrote
spin it and
that
hopefully land on
question had
something
so
that
much
he
fun with
feels
it.
confident about.
Sometimes
If he wants
Randy
to
questions
stay
are so much
in
fun.
Dings.
Here he goes. He is very afraid of the pegs. There it goes.
Oh, we are so going to reference those
Round
fake
and
titles
round
tonight
and round
on
we
the
go.
It is
live
a
show.
5-round match, Christian, but round 2 is still so crucial to a competitor's chances at winning.
Stanley Kubrick.
Kubrick.
He's going to keep
Okay.
Stanley Kubrick movies.
Interesting.
Stan with Stanley Kubrick.
I'll take it.
Scared.
All right, here we go. Stanley Kubrick.
All right, Dan. You have spun Stanley Kubrick movies. You selected it, so you're going to get 4 questions about that guy. Your first question. Who wrote the screenplay for Spartacus?
Dalton Trumbo.
Give him 2 points.
Nice.
Correct. We also would have accepted Bryan Cranston. Next question. Which
Yeah.
is the setting of Kubrick's film Paths of Glory?
World War One.
World War One.
2 more points. He pulls to within 2
Nicely done.
of Bibbiani. It's 12 to 10. Your next question. What cast member from the original Star Wars trilogy was cast as a bodyguard in A Clockwork Orange?
David Prowse.
David Prowse.
That's a deep cut.
Tie
That's
game.
correct for
Nicely
2
done.
points.
Yeah, well done.
Right inside Darth Vader's costume. And your last question. In the world of Stanley Kubrick, which you seem to have a fair amount of knowledge about, what Kubrick film was adapted from a novel by William Makepeace Thackeray?
Barry Lyndon.
choice. Is it A, 2001 A Space Odyssey, B, Lolita, C, Barry Lyndon, or D, A Clockwork Orange?
Barry Lyndon.
That's a point for Dan Murrell,
Dan
and that's
Murrell.
the lead.
Wow, what a fight
Damn.
so far. 13-12.
Wow.
Round
Ooh,
number
boy.
2 sees the champion
Still
with a
1
point.
point gap.
Both strong. Both
Jesus.
very strong in the second round. And now
Betting
we get to
round.
round number 3, which is the betting round, Mark. How does that go?
The betting round.
Why
so
am I
the
even
wheel ain't
picking
going
up this
anywhere
board?
just yet? Because Dan Murrell finds
You can
himself
luck
in the
out.
position to spin that wheel one more time.
Exactly.
Whatever category Dan spins, the competitors.
Oh,
are gonna hear
I
a
actually
question
have 3
from
points
said
that I can
category.
bet.
Now that question's point
Nice.
value is going to be determined by you. You can wager 0 points. You can wager all the way up to 3 points. But keep
You know
in
what, Case?
mind, if you
Whatever
get the
lands on
question
you, you should
correct,
just go for it.
You will gain that. Do
Do it.
Fuck it.
Fuck
All
it.
or nothing.
All or nothing.
Many
Do it.
Points once we
I mean,
spin
what am I
and
playing
select
for
the category,
anyway?
You're going to write down how confident you are in terms of points in said category, and then we'll ask you the question. So, Dan, when you're ready,
Okay.
hop on back over to the wheel and give it a spin.
It's everything we wanted so far from the championship match, Mark. 13
Yeah, this
12.
is nobody's going.
I mean, it'd be
home early
amazing
from
if it was
this one.
17-17.
Nobody's trying to
but
beat that heavy
this
Burbank
match is still
traffic here
great
today.
so far.
We're gonna see where this is
Hey,
going.
it's 1 point
Kubrick
after
again.
round.
Mixed
bag.
bag.
Oh, mixed bag.
So it actually could be.
Oh, God.
You know what?
Could be anything.
Fuck
It's
it.
a better cat you can spin.
Hey,
on the
it can be
background.
This is a
anything.
Exactly.
strategy.
That's why.
Three
That's why.
points.
Fuck it. 3 points. Let's do it.
I only have one, so I have no choice.
You got to wonder if it's going to be a question about a director, because William Bibbiani pretty much aced the Kevin Smith category.
Right.
And then Dan Murrell did very well in Stanley Kubrick, despite not having a question about the Kubrick film, The Moon Landing.
All right.
Dude.
Dude.
All right, here we go. So, and
Just a little joke.
we have
It's
seen-
called 2001: A
guys,
Space
you
Odyssey,
written your
but-
points down? All right, points are written down. Here is your question. Here is your question.
Oh, brother.
Will
Where
Smith
art thou?
portrayed famous boxer Muhammad Ali in Ali, which was released in which year?
Oh my.
Oh,
I actually think I know this. I'm not sure.
Movie states question.
It's a mixed bag.
Coming out of mixed bag.
What's 4,
I might be your year off.
2, 1. William, how many points?
2001.
And you bet.
Oh, I got it.
2004.
I got it.
And Jamie, how many
Hey!
points?
2.
And you bet.
Oh,
I'm sorry. And you said you answered.
2001.
2001 is correct.
Balls.
Dan gets 2 points. William loses.
What?
Two
That's
points.
big.
Swing
That's
in
big.
the big
Wow.
mixed bag, so it could have been anything, and it ended up skewing for Dan Murrell in the category of a movie release date question. So now
What?
Dan Murrell,
Speed
5
round.
points over
5
William
points.
Bibbiani. And
So
it's
now I'm
the
ahead of
speed
Case
round
in
where
points.
can be
Yay.
won or lost.
Yeah, well, you make a great
Yeah,
point
because
here,
we
too,
bet all.
William is doing pretty well in that Shire Wolves
He's
match
fucking happy about
in
that.
speed round. And of course, the end
I had to
with
bet
William,
all
the
mine,
Southern
too.
Beast, William, all that stuff.
All
But
your
he was
one.
playing well,
All your
William.
one.
And now we find ourselves
In the category of
William can get
pathetic.
himself a good speed round here. He's right back in this thing.
Yeah, he really needs a good speed round here, because Dan Murrell, the strategy really here is, does Murrell want to put his foot on the gas and try to get every
Yeah,
question right, or does he
Nico.
want to hang back and
Right.
see if William Bibbiani can get back in the ballgame, or if he's going to sink his own ship? In round number 4, the buzzer round, because the buzzers are out. Here's how
Hey,
it
Bibbs,
works. There's a total of 5
wait for it to
questions.
turn
They will
green.
Be asked by Christian Harloff. I, Mark Ellis, will be watching the buzzers to see who buzzes in first. As soon as a competitor buzzes in, you have 2 seconds to give us your answer. If you get an incorrect answer, or it takes you longer than 2 seconds to get the answer out of your mouth, you lose a point. If you get the question out of your mouth within 2 seconds, and it is correct, you gain a point. Like I said again,
You know,
there's
for a
5
speed
total
round, they
questions in
don't
the speed
really do a
round. The
speedy
time starts
explanation
when
of
I
the
say you by
rules.
name. So if I say Dan, you have 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, William, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
That's what screwed me up last time, so pay attention.
Do the competitors understand
Yeah.
the rules as I have administered?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dangerous.
All right, Christian,
These matches
at
would be
your
20
ready.
minutes
Keep in
long
mind,
if
you
Coy
don't have to wait
Jandrew
till the
hosted
end
all
of
of
the
them.
question to buzz in. As soon as you think you know it, have at it.
I
Here we
think
go.
Dan knows the rules.
Here we go.
He
All
can
right.
get the championship.
Can you tell them to me from the top one more time?
I actually can with that.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
The Wizard Shazam in
Diamond
Oh.
Hansu.
William.
Jaimin Hansu.
Correct. 1 point.
I can't pronounce his name.
Which
haven't
actor
seen the movie yet.
appeared in the following films? Chronicle, Red Tails, and That Awkward Moment.
Michael B.
Michael B.
Jordan?
Jordan.
William.
Michael B. Jordan.
Correct.
Got it.
Got the wrong
Who
one.
directed 2002's Minority Report?
Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg.
Correct.
Nice.
Question 4. Which year saw the release of the Ang Lee film Life of Pi?
2012.
2012.
Yeah, 2012.
We're sitting this one out.
5,
Guys!
4,
Guys!
3,
Come on,
2012.
please.
1.
Best Picture.
2012.
It looks like Dan
Yikes.
might want to take a shot there at the end.
I would have been wrong.
William Bibbiani checked out early from
Here's
that
your
one.
last one. Which one of the following 2007 films was not nominated for Best Picture? Not Juno, There Will Be Blood, or Gone Baby Gone?
Gone, baby.
There will be blood.
Gone, baby, gone.
Correct for 1 point.
Wow.
Dan
So
keeps his 5 points.
he's got the
Nominated.
5-point lead at the beginning of this match. William Bibbiani rattling off the first 2 very quickly. It looked like he could have tied it going into round 5, but then Dan comes roaring back. Neither one wanted to take a stab at another movie release day question. And Christian, like you said, we find ourselves again
And
in
still
a
the wrong
5-point
movie
game with
won.
Dan Murrell walking into the final round with that lead.
Now, Bibbiani is only down 5, so he has a chance to come back here. And
Is Dan
win
perfect?
if
No,
he-
wait, no, wait. He missed the cue in round 1. Never mind. Never mind.
Thank you, man.
Bibbiani finds himself 5 points down going into the championship round. Mark, how does round number 5 work?
Round number 5 works as thus. It's like a normal round 3, but this is a championship match, so that belt is on the line. Each competitor is going to give us a series of numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. We need 3 total numbers within that set. Each number corresponds to a different corner of the movie.
If there was ever a bad time for old Bibbiani to show up,
is worth 2 points.
It's now.
Next one's worth 3 points. The last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 points and will, in all likelihood, determine the match. Because William Bibbiani is trailing Dan Murrell by 5 points, Dan, we're going to get your slate of numbers first, and then we're going to ask William his series of questions first.
Can I get number 8, number 14, and number 6, please?
8, 14, and 6 for the champion. The challenger.
1, 7, and 12.
1, 7, and 12.
I
for
see what you did
William.
there.
You chose category
I don't.
number
The scores.
1. That's
Yeah,
comic book movies.
That's true.
Comic book movies. In which DC movie can you hear the following quote? I won't kill you.
Batman Begins.
But I don't have to save you.
Batman Begins.
That's correct for 2 points.
Good movie, good answer, nice and quick.
All right.
Great line.
For the 3-pointer, William. 3-pointer. Pixar. Pixar. Okay. At the beginning of 2006's Cars, there is a 3-way tie between veteran The King rookie Lightning McQueen and
I don't
infamous
know.
Chick Hicks.
Co-host
Michael
probably
Keaton.
asked this. Yeah, it is Michael Keaton.
Really? Wow.
Thank you, co-host.
Well, this was when Michael Keaton didn't really have a career, so he was just
3,
doing whatever he could.
2.
Will Arnett.
We're looking for Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton.
Other Batman.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
I like that Will Arnett guessed.
He was in the ballpark with
It
Batman.
was a good guess. So William Bibbiani finds himself in this position. He has a 5-pointer with his number
The
12.
great
If he hits it,
Bruce
it
Wayne
bounces back to the
actor.
champion. However, if he misses, Dan Murrell will find himself with a TKO victory. Here is the category and question, William. Romance films. Romance films. In Serendipity, John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale meet in Bloomingdale's while trying to buy what?
Got a bad feeling about this.
Roz?
TKO.
Well, I've never seen it,
5,
so this is fun.
4, 3.
A ring.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, and still
Damn.
And that is title defense number 4. Not consecutively, but that's his 4th title defense.
Black gloves.
Black cashmere gloves.
Black gloves.
Black cashmere gloves.
They factor into the movie. You throw a glove in there. Oh, yeah, we do love each other and all that, but that's that movie, Christian. You want to talk about serendipity? How about Dan Murrell and William Bibbiani going toe-to-toe? Murrell finding himself with a 5-point lead going into round 3. He did not have to answer a question, although Bibbiani gave a great game.
And Dan Murrell is the first champion to defend the singles title since Sam Levine retired.
Yeah.
I remember
a
that.
Been a
year
while.
ago. So Dan Murrell now, that is Dan Murrell's 4th title defense in all of his runs. He has beaten William Bibbiani. And what a run by William Bibbiani leading here today. One more round of applause for William the Beast Bibbiani. But now Dan Murrell will take that championship as he and John
So
Roca
what's
head
next?
on to Houston to play double toasted. Dan will walk in.
That's the
shoulders
big
still
question.
As heavy as it is
Bibbiani,
right now.
as Bibbiani
We are
said,
gonna
he'll
talk
probably
to
get
Jen
another number 1
Starker, who's
contender
now the
match next
champion
week.
And the challenger. Here we go.
What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? Jen Sturger here with your still champion, Dan Murrell. Dan, I feel like we've spent a lot of time together.
I
in the
like our
past.
chats, Jen.
I
like our
know,
chats.
because they always involve you winning and standing in this winner's circle with me, it seems. You've had a crazy year.
Yeah.
You really have. What is
Yeah.
this? So this is like your 4th title defense in your career, your first since obviously regaining the belt. How does this all feel?
It feels great. I love to play the game. Every round is
8
awesome, but
knockouts.
It actually knowing that since I retired, no one had been able to hold on to this.
When will number
and not
9
been
come?
Belt defense. Well, it's not since I retired, but since
Sam Levine,
since
yeah.
Sam was here.
You mean
that
number
no one has been able to hold
9?
on to this.
9?
I love setting a new challenge for myself.
9!
And I think that it kind of echoes down to the rest of the league. I love for people to.
I mean, 'cause-
to
Yes,
just
that
get
was
much more
definitely
required.
intended.
I think that was.
I
a great
feel so
match.
bad
I
for
know it was
Bibbs
a
being
TKO,
the
but I don't think that
8th.
speaks to how well that
It
match
was
was
actually
played.
your 8th knockout.
A?
How crazy is
Jen,
that?
come on, say it
It's
correctly.
weird.
It's the
I feel like it doesn't matter. I feel like they're still just as hard. Like I felt like that match against Bibbiani was just as hard as.
Was it because you were standing? How was standing, by the way?
You know what? I kind of dig it. Like, I don't think I would do it if I wasn't
The
playing
Buff
him.
didn't
'cause
like
that's
it.
kinda
You're way
his
too
thing.
tall for
Yeah,
this.
so I tried to do like the stance where I'm like squatting a little bit, but yeah, I mean that's his thing. I think if I'm
I'm
playing
not
that
going to
gentleman
make a
over there, I
squats
think we will
joke.
be
I'm
many
not going to make a
times. I'll do
squats
it,
joke.
but,
I'm not
Hey,
going to make a
Ed.
back
squats
to
joke.
sitting down the next
Look,
I
I
get it.
mean, Bibbs, Ethan, we've seen you play
How
some
many
of the
squats can
biggest
you do,
monsters
Chris?
in this game. Like, who is
I
out
can do
there
about
that could still potentially
20.
rival you and challenge you?
I mean, anyone could rival. I learned this the hard way. Anyone could rival and challenge me on any given day, but there are players out there that I haven't had a chance to
New
play
guy.
that people want to see.
Like who?
I've never played Drew McQueenie. Never played him one-on-one.
Never gonna let that go, Chris.
One-on-one. There are some elite players in this league.
I
still
don't know
I've
that
yet to
this
play.
building can handle that kind of competition.
That would be a
We
hell
may
of a
need
match.
some reinforcements.
Point about
Yeah, there's so
coaching.
many people out there that I would love to play, and just you know, 3 rounds, 5 rounds, whatever the situation is, to see who comes out on top.
Yeah, I know this feels great, but I do
like
have
it.
to ask you.
Yes.
You still have Houston coming up against Double Toasted
Yeah.
with Roca.
Yeah.
You a little bit nervous? Like, is it weird going into these live events like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, live events, there's a different energy to it that just adds an extra bit of adrenaline. And also, if something's going to go wrong, if you blank or something, that you don't have to wait for the audience to watch it at home. It's happening in real time right in front of you. Adding on top of that, and I've said it before, we're playing an away game. I mean, that is Double Toasted's hometown. They're going to have hometown fans. That is going to be a hostile environment for John and I to walk into, and it's something I don't think we've ever really done as a team before. So I'd be dumb not to be nervous about it. We just got to go in there and take care of business.
I mean, isn't that what you two do best?
We try.
Well, congratulations again, man. I am
you.
so pumped for you. Bibbiani, I mean, you got to give it to him. He put up a hell of a fight today.
It's a great game.
But the GOAT showed up again.
Thank you very much. Into this thing. I like this version of talking to you, and not the one where I'm like weeping.
Me too. Oh, Bibbs.
I'm good.
You promise?
I promise.
I
I'm
know
good.
how you
Look,
are after these things.
No. First off, there is no shame to losing to Dan Murrell. Like
Hell
none whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
I wish I got him to answer a question in the final round.
If I lost to
That's
Dan Murrell,
kinda
my
lame.
life would be complete.
What are you gonna do? But honestly,
Because that
I'm
means
not
you
kidding,
face
and
Dan
this is
Murrell.
incontrovertible, 100% serious. I'm thrilled because you know what? I got a loss against Dan out of my system. You know, like I took him down. That was a practice match.
Yeah.
That was me going up there, giving him my best shot. I wanted to win. Didn't go my way. That's fine. Mixed
Attaboy,
bag.
Bibbs.
Didn't know they mixed it with.
Mixed bag in the betting round.
I didn't know
was
they mixed it with
honestly-
poop. I didn't know they mixed it with poop. The poopy movie release dates category. I did not know that they mixed it with poop.
Oh.
But that's fine. It's fine. But I'll be
sir.
back. I'll be back, Dan. One way or another, I will be back. And we're going to do this thing for real next time because, yeah, that was a practice match for me.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like if this would have been an Iron Man match, we could have been looking at a different scenario.
I'm
right?
not in a position where I get to declare Iron Man matches. I don't know
But
what.
you'd love one.
Oh,
Let's
I'd
be
love
real.
one. Oh my God, yeah.
Let's be real.
If I had won this, and I was
Bibbs.
but if I had won this, and then Dan had been like, I want a rematch, I'm going to use my championship thing I got from Free For All, I'll be like, okay, yeah, but it's Iron Man now. Yeah, it's Iron Man now. You got to do Iron Man. You got it, because that's what the people want. They don't want these regular matches. You want Iron Man matches.
Oh, you're
Everyone
damn
likes
right I
Iron
do.
Man.
I just
Yes,
feel
we
like you
do.
got really screwed by the actual
I'm
game
per-
itself.
per-
You know what I mean? Not the movie
I
knowledge,
prefer
because let's be
Last
real.
Man
When it
Standing, but
comes to
that's just
movie
me.
knowledge, you
'Cause
and
I
Dan,
invented that
you're at
format.
the top of the food chain.
Honestly, like you miss a question.
Oh,
in
by the
first
way,
round,
I was
the
quite right
championship
about
match, you finish
Bibbs's
like, wow, that sucks.
old
But
round
so did
3
Dan.
/ round 5
I was
woes
one
coming
down
back.
from him, but no one got a perfect round right there. And honestly, that
Unfortunately.
kind of took the pressure off. 'Cause you're
Unfortunately,
like,
yeah.
okay, you know what? Neither of us is going to give the most impressive performance anyone has ever seen. So we're just playing a match.
So you just haven't seen all the Cars movies or Serendipity?
I have seen all the Cars movies. I think I was confusing with the wrong character.
Yeah.
I think maybe they recast him in Cars 3. I'm going to have to look that one up. That
you
one kind of
haven't
bugs
seen
me.
Serendipity?
They did.
I have
I
not
think.
seen Serendipity, but
My
I
wife
did
is going to be so disappointed
Okay,
about that.
okay. First off, my wife doesn't care. Secondly, I have seen Till There Was You, which is like the other Serendipity, and I thought that counted, but apparently not. Apparently that's not the same thing. So,
No.
whoops.
But you still do have that #1 contender shot.
Oh, I have a #1 contenders, and that's something I'm going to have to contend with.
Oh God!
Use that.
Oh God!
With the number one contenders match, you don't get to pick your contender. I have to wait and see how the field comes out. And right now, I don't know who the contenders are. So I don't know if I'm going to use that for teams yet. I don't, because the Odd Couples got their title shot. I don't know who's coming up next, and I don't know who is going to be the new singles contender either. It could be Mark or Jeff or anyone. It could be anybody. So I'm going to just wait and see.
Yeah, is there a number one contender match announced?
I'm just going to swoop in.
No.
Swoop.
He was just in it.
Those swoops.
Yeah, but the next one, I mean, that was
No.
And I'm gonna swoop it up.
So,
swoop, there it is. Swoop.
I'm just saying.
There it
Swoop-a-doo?
is.
Yeah, we're done here.
Swoop-a-doo.
Growl, growl.
Get a little crusher action
Look, as you
going.
come back, Williams obviously a little
It's gonna
bit-
backfire.
He's not thrilled with
The
the
guy
loss,
wanted
but-
to win.
Rachel?
No, but he gives a lot of respect to Dan. I know how much respect he has for Dan and how
Triple
much
crap,
he-
triple crap, triple crap.
A very classy matchup between two very classy competitors.
It was good to see.
It's not a bad champ, but it's no Murrell Street.
Title shot here today. Does he still got that in his back pocket? So what will he do with it? What will we see? I mean, the focus went from this and to Bibbiani to sitting back and wondering, is he going to defend that title at division? What is going to happen with the founding fathers?
I
What will happen
coughed.
with corruption? What's going to happen with that title shot? We don't know. There's a lot of questions, but Dan Murrell, one more victory.
It
He's the
sounded
first
like
person
a
to ever go to 12
sneeze,
victories.
sir.
He's got
Uh-huh.
a title defense. This
Sure
is
it
his
did.
first title defense in his brand new reign. He's just adding to that legacy.
I've never seen a guy need a championship match less than Dan Murrell because he's got one in his back pocket, like you said. I don't know. You can put it on eBay for all I care. I mean, he does not seem to need it because
On eBay.
Can we buy it if he puts it on eBay?
Please.
Here, wherever Dan Murrell is, he's going to get more trivia questions correct than
Like
you.
we just
And it
all
looks
take
like
him
he
on
and
at
John
once,
Rogan
3-on-1,
tried
and then
again.
hopefully
It's
we
the
can
hometown
win that belt
favorite,
from him.
Double toasted in Houston, May 18th.
That's the big thing, though. Here, that is the big.
We'd
thing,
still get our
because
asses
out
kicked.
there
Yeah,
with those
I'm-
belts are the Shire
that's the
Women's
thing.
team belts, right?
Not even
Rachel
then it's a
Cushing
fair
is double
fight.
champion. Sam Levine has been a double champion. Dan Murrell wants to be a double champion. Don't be confused by anything.
The three of us took on Ben
He
Bateman,
wants
it'd
to
be a fair fight,
A double
but,
champion. So will we see him go down the line to play for the teams? And,
Okay.
but the
Dan
thing is,
would
they're
just
on a
be
road that they might not
murder.
need that team title shot. Houston's going to say a lot. So if you are able to, if you can check it out, come to Houston at the Booker T Arena, where Booker T himself will be there doing a meet and greet. So buy your tickets at the Schmoedownlive.com. But if you can't be there, you want to watch it, go and check it out. It will be available if you're a patron. You can get it at the $10 level. If not, it will be available. Just go to either triviasd.com, which the great William Bibbiani runs that over there. So make sure you check that out every day. But there's so much going on. I'm so glad that
There's still 7 minutes left in this video.
Between two all-time great champions, like we said, there's a lot of competitors.
Something's about to go down.
Mount Rushmore kind of spots here, the movie trivia.
Yeah.
And we saw two of the top contenders for that honor down the road here today.
So, guys, please comment below. What do you think? Who's going to be the one to take the title away from Dan? Who's out there right now that you would like to see him challenge? How's it going to go? There's a lot at stake right now, a lot of balls in the courts to see what's going to happen and which contenders are going to be able to face Dan Murrell. A lot of great matches. Sam Levine has his hands full as commissioner. Emma's got her hands full as the team's commissioner. So many matches coming up for the great Baby Carrots. Mark Ellis, I'm Christian Harloff. We'll see you next time.
I'm excited, but I'm going to keep it very professional. I can totally do this. It's going to be fun. Hey, Rachel.
Hi, you gave me a call. It's so good to see you.
I'm not sure what's going on, but first, honestly, we haven't had a chance to say this yet, but you are killing it as a commissioner. Not that I ever had any doubt.
Yes, she
Honestly,
is.
Like, everything you've done for the Intergeekdom League, for the Teams League, what you're doing for the Patreon, like, you are everywhere and everything, and I'm so happy you made the right decision, and whether it's a bias thing or not, I think you're the best commissioner we've ever had.
Well, obviously, I think I'm a little biased as well.
Oh, she's gonna get the
and
belt,
I'm so
just
proud
like
of
Dan
everything
did.
that you guys
Oh, right.
have continued to accomplish. And actually, speaking of your accomplishments, that's kind of the reason why I called you here today. Obviously, I know from all of our time together when I was managing you guys and our study sessions, how much winning the Intergeekdom belt means to you. It was something that you fought for so long, and I couldn't be prouder that you got it. And so I also know that the old Intergeekdom belt was really heavy. So I'm very excited today to present you
I wouldn't know.
the new,
Oh my god!
ever so slightly less heavy.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous. Brian Ward original?
I do believe so.
Oh,
yes.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, so much better on the shoulder.
Yeah. I hope your other shoulder is ready as well, because there's more.
Wait, where's Clark?
So,
Great question.
here's the
Not there today?
team championship belt.
DC All Access?
And,
Which is almost as much yours as it is ours.
yeah, I know. You, Clark and Rachel, and I won these belts together.
I miss Clark.
And I'm so proud that you guys still have them. So there you go.
Oh my god. These are
I'm in the
absolutely
minority
stunning.
here,
You
but
are
I think the
amazing.
team's belt
And
looks
this was perfect.
better.
I couldn't-
That's just
I
me.
wouldn't want to get these from anybody else.
Well,
For
thank
everything
goodness I am the commissioner of Team Intergeekdom, so there is no
Bottom
one
line,
me that
bottom
can
line,
present
both are
them.
great.
And they look great on her.
The only thing is the Inner Geekdom. Stats. Okay. The Inner Geekdom belt has Darth Vader on it, so yeah, I'm biased.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a fair bias to have. I'll give you that.
Thank you. Yikes. That was the bibs of old.
It was
Unfortunate.
it was round 3 that unfortunately kind of sealed his fate.
Well, 5, but same thing.
3 and 5. Once again, Bibbs cannot get past this round 3 woes. It seems. It's been a curse for him. It seems. Damn. Yeah, I don't have much to say.
Well, yeah, no, I mean it's like given how he did it, and granted, we might have been thinking to ourselves, okay, if he just pulls another performance like he had in the number 1 contenders match, then he's got it in the bag.
Yeah. But
let's also be fair here. The difficulty in questions between a number 1 contenders match and a title match, that's an apple and a banana.
Yeah.
So I can't say I'm that surprised. I'm just a little bit bummed that it just really didn't go his way this time. But then again, as he even said himself, he lost to Dan Murrell.
And he still has another golden ticket in his back pocket.
Exactly.
This is true, yeah. I think he'll come back pretty soon to just cash in that number 1 contender match. It just really depends on who he'll have to play. Because, like, you guys say Rachel, she has not played in a singles match in over a year, I believe. So that just means, like, I know she won't be rusty because there's a reason she's the team champ and the Inner Geekdom champ. She knows her stuff. It's just in terms of singles, I think she needs one match at least to prove herself to come back, not just an instant number 1 contender match because we know she's good. Just give her that one match to really come back in singles.
Now that's a fair point. The only reason that I was thinking that is just because I remember that last year they had Clark versus Kalinowski, and Kalinowski hadn't had a match in a while, and then all of a sudden, because
Kalinowski didn't have it since the singles tournament, which was just a few months before that. It's not over a year in his case.
Fair point. But, and also because, like you said, she is the team champ. She just had her last match about a month ago, so she's still relatively, relatively fresh. But you know what? Fair point. So please give Rachel another match, so that way then after she wins that one, then Bibbs can cash his number 1 contenders match, and then triple crown.
Oh, crap. I had something. I lost it. Nico, you go.
I'm trying to piece together in my head. Is the collision in June or July?
They're going to, by my understanding, they're going to tape it the last weekend of June.
Okay, so it's going to be coming out in July.
Yeah.
In July, then possibly it will be streamed live on the Patreon stuff. But I'm just trying to piece together in my head because we know Dan Murrell if the Founding Fathers beat Double Toasted in Texas, then they get corruption at the Collision. But if they don't win, and again, Double Toasted, they've only had one match, so it's hard to judge what their skill set is because we've only seen them one time. So for all we know, they could come in like better than we saw them last time and just surprise everybody, especially with that hometown advantage. So if things don't go the Founding Fathers' way, then what does Dan do for the Collision? Are we going to have the singles belt on the shelf for the second year in a row for this event, or are they going to whip up something last minute, give Dan Murrell a defense, and where do we go from there? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out, because it helps that both Dan Murrell has that title shot in his back pocket and Bibbs has that number one contender shot in his. So they have an out if things don't work out the way I'm assuming Christian wants them to in Texas. But that's just my head is in matchmaking mode right now, and I'm trying to figure out what is going to happen at the Collision with this new information that we have that Dan retained the title.
Well, then if that's the angle we're going, what about Sam?
What about Sam?
But we still don't look. I get that, like, it's leaning very heavily towards a potential return from him, especially with the Emma stuff that was teased last week.
Yeah.
But still, we don't know for sure, because we know Sam likes to fuck with us too. So for all we know, we could he could be just stringing us for the ultimate loop, and then that's another plan that we had in mind that just gets thrown out the window. So I don't know, but this was a good match as expected, and that's really all I have to say.
That was a little underwhelming in my opinion, just because it was a TKO, and Bibbs just didn't have his day. That was just unfortunate. Like I would have, if you see the round 1 and 2 performance, they both get pretty high scoring round 1. 1 point between them. After round 2, they both scored 7 points, so they didn't miss a question. They're only going to multiple choice once, so that means they still have 1 point between them. And then round 3 really did it in, and I think Bibbs kind of broke there. So that's just unfortunate. Like I don't want to see that. I want to see Bibbs really make it through the last round and get to the final question, but we didn't get there. So in terms of that, especially if you compare to how this year has been so far, because this year has been great in terms of title matches mostly, and then this is a more disappointing one. I'm not saying it's a bad match; it's just a little disappointing for especially
when compared to like a Kalinowski versus Cushing, or even a critically acclaimed versus Shire Wolves kind of match.
Yeah, or heck, especially also considering how great Bibbs has been so far, to see him not do that great is like, what happened? So yeah, that's really all I can say, I think, and I think we all have our thoughts out now. So guys, please like the video, comment on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then we're just going to go into plugs. So Chris, where can people find you?
You guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Stardust, Letterboxd, at Skywalker Domin. Oh, and Discord as well. I'm also now in the Discord fan league, so I'll be making my debut soon. I don't have an opponent yet, but I know I'll be making my debut soon, so watch out. Stay tuned for the last episode of the Who Cares Anime podcast, hosted by me, where we did a full spoiler breakdown of Avengers Endgame. Go check it out, guys. Also, if let's say you don't want to watch it on YouTube and want to listen on your favorite podcast places, you can do it there. So links are down in the description box below. Go follow us, leave a rate, review, and follow us.
Indeed. Nico, where can people find you?
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nico Suave Regoli. That's NicoSuaveRegoli, and Discord, just Nico Suave. You can find me here on Dedicated to Art and all the places Chris just said, and Case will say. Combat Wrestling Trivia is the name of the Facebook group. Combat Wrestling Network is the name of the YouTube channel. The poorly made Twitter handle is @Combat Wrestling,
Love
the number
it.
2.
Love it.
If you like wrestling trivia, come find us over there. And also watch Adonis Nazario and James Berman III's weekly show on Wednesdays in the afternoon called the Raw and SmackDown Breakdown. If you're still watching Raw and SmackDown, it is, because Vince McMahon hasn't a fucking clue anymore. Multiplex Entertainment is the name of the Facebook group, and the YouTube channel. The Twitter is @MultiplexYT. The Instagram is Multiplex Entertainment Network. tpublic.com/user/multiplex. Buy our awesome shirts and check me and Zadius Smith out every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time for Crisis on Earth Plex. And lastly, Rollin' Crits. It's a new show coming out on Twitch very soon. Stay tuned. We're working out the kinks, but it will be coming out soon. So, yeah, check it out when it debuts.
Indeed. And guys, it is May the 4th, at least in my country. So that means Star Wars Day. And for that, Chris and I, and Jay Burns, but he has no chance, are going to compete in a Star Wars match over a full... Chris, let's be honest with ourselves here. This is you and me finally going at it in a Star Wars match, which I have no preparation for whatsoever. The only preparation that I'll have is that I'll watch the movies tomorrow when I wake up, and then we'll do the match. But yeah, because of that, check us out. Check us out over at Full Metal Trivia, competing in a Star Wars match where I did a Star Wars match once against Nico, and I completely destroyed him. So yeah, that was fun. Also, I compete sometimes at Multiplex, what Nico mentioned, where I also beat him once. And you can find me at Dutch Movie Guy on Twitter, Kees Cornelissen on Facebook and Letterboxd, and reviewing Game of Thrones every Monday. Well, Season 8 so far, especially the last episode, was a little disappointing. We will still continue to review the show because we still have hopes that this show can end on a strong note. So look out for that Monday Game of Thrones review. And with that said, Chris is crying, Nico is pissed off, and I am just trying to wrap this shit show up. So guys, until the next one, take care.
I'm not even gonna do yeah.